Get down to the local painting going on. I have a wedding here next Friday.
Good. Lovely.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Local chef. Yeah, he grew up here. So he wants to get married. What's it called? Just a service, yeah, my mind is gone. Getting it done and a little reception. And I think it's the Irish Sea, but no, this is the Celtic Sea. And between the Irish Sea over here is St. George's Channel to the left. And then you have the Atlantic around the corner down there beyond Helvig Head. And more importantly, then you have the gateway into Ireland, the three sisters rivers exit here. The Suir, the Nore and the Barrow. Now they would give the likes of the Celts. The Nore goes up to Offaly and then the Barrow goes to Monasterevin, under the Monasterevin Bridge. And then if you move it a bit closer, then you have like the 7th, 8th, 9th century and you have Waterford County. It's a Viking stronghold. You have Dunmore East.
And the waves will come right.
Next level, then they're put in again to make the ceiling.
It's like scaffolding.
Exactly, yeah. It's all kept together though with one little stone in the middle called a keystone.
My name is Duval, also known as Saint Duval. Did you travel by boat?
No, Dumont's a bit windy.
Right, well, the reason I ask is I had to go fetch more timber for the fire, you see, and I was wondering if the beacon was clearly visible. I suppose you must have seen it in good time as you all arrived in one piece. There has been a light burning on Hook Head for many, many years. It all began back in the 5th century when I travelled here from Wales and founded the monastery on the peninsula. It wasn't long before we realised the terrible dangers posed, the hardships known by my monks, forced to brave the elements to keep the beacon fires burning. Well, they have their own challenges to face, I suppose. And don't get me wrong, they serve their purpose well enough. Now, my time on watch is almost over, and I am ready for my bed.
Lighthouses. You'd have an old guy like me, the principal keeper say, yeah. Then you'd have a couple of assistant keepers. Now, when the 1800s came, they built the houses where you bought your tickets or you...
So, I assume you have told them all about me and my great
Well,
deeds?
I just mentioned you were one of the Normans, that was it.
Very well. I shall make the introductions myself. So much to say. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lord William Marshall. Of course, I'm sure you've already heard of me. I'm also known as the Greatest Knight. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I trust Duvaughan gave you a fine introduction to our warning light here on Hook Head. Interestingly enough, the name Hook Head actually derived from Duvaughan's name. Following the arrival of the Normans in 1170, Ring Duvaughan was translated to Hook, or Point of Hook. During our travels, we encountered the peril of this treacherous coastline. Nearly shipwrecked, I pledged to build a monastery on our safe arrival. My prayers were answered, and we arrived to shore relatively unscathed. My word is my bond, and work commenced on my monastery, which is now known as Tintern Abbey, or Tintern Devoted, becoming a sister abbey to the more famous Tintern Abbey in Wales, Ireland's ancient east. I'm sure you will hear many more stories of the greatest knight. And you will have the privilege to say you met Lord William Marshall here at Hook, where his light still shines brightly. I bid you all farewell and safe passage.
Not very modest, was he? But in 1972, there was 12 of these green containers here, and it was pumped up the outside of the building. So the last of the ribbon vaulted ceilings. So come here, I want to play you another video of Lighthouse Keeper. So have a seat there anyway.
In Irish Lights. So the very first, when after we were married, we were down in Galleyhead. Raymond got word that we were being transferred to the Hook. By that time I had a son, Robert, and he was aged 3, and I had a daughter, Geraldine, and she was aged 1. Irish Lights were very good to the families in that particular time, insofar as everything was supplied. You would move into the house and you had to buy literally nothing. They even filled our coal sheds and bunkers were filled every year with coal. The children went to sleep every night with the beam of the lighthouse passing the window, and they were safe. You know, they were in the confines of the wall surround, so there were gates at the end, so they couldn't get out. The only thing was we didn't have a car, but the man here, he was a contractor, the inspectors would come down. They would be very particular, you know, examining the house. The older women would be literally in fear of them. I don't know, maybe it was, we were